Geminis, welcome in to your monthly reading. And this is for May. So we're going to get some information and guidance for the month. See what's going on for you. See if there's anything that you need to be aware of that can help you. Again, I am tapping into the collective of Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node Geminis. Don't forget to take a look at your other signs as well. Like if this is your sun sign, take a look at your, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. If you don't know what those are, you can go online and search free birth chart. Free, astrological birth chart. And it will ask you to put in like your date of birth. Time of birth is very important, and the location you were born in. The thing is, depending on your time, that can vary, right? Even if it's like a couple hours, it can be different. So, Geminis, we just had Uranus move into your sign on April 25th. So this is big time. This is the big show for you guys. For the next 7-8 years, Uranus is going to be in Gemini. So you are going to be one of the signs most impacted. So this is huge in regards to, really, it's a time to free yourself. Uranus is about revolution. It's revolutionary energy. It's freedom. It's being liberated. It's about change. It's about new. And it's about anything, Uranus is like, what's not working? And it doesn't come in lightly, okay? Because Uranus is very fast energy. It can be very surprising and spontaneous how Uranus energy works. It's not a subtle energy of like, oh, I'm coming in, let's talk about things. This isn't working. I think this needs to change. Let's have a plan. Oh no, Uranus already knows. And it's not going to ask you for permission. It's going to fly in and say, this isn't working. This isn't working. And it's going to, it's like the universe coming in and stepping in and putting its foot down. So if there's anything, it can be challenging energy because of that. But the thing is, if we're living lives, if we're doing things, if we're in relationships or in jobs that are just not serving us, it's definitely going to be shown to us. But also this is going to free us. So part of that is bringing more peace in our lives. Getting the heaviness, if we've been carrying all of this baggage, or if we haven't been happy, but we haven't had the guts or the confidence to move and shake and make the changes, you're going to feel it now. This is really going to support you in taking action and really seeing the things that need to shift, right? We're in a very fertile time for us to be building this new earth for ourselves, building our heaven on earth. And it's like, this is an advantage. We have to see this as an advantage. But what are we going to do? Are we going to be open to this? Are we going to surrender and allow the energy to take us where we need to go to help us build the things that are really going to be more supportive long term, that's going to bring us abundance and, the type of love and relationships we really want? Or are we going to the more you try and hold on to the old, it's going to be also more challenging. So a lot of people are like, oh, I want change and I want this new earth. But if you think that it's just going to happen without you also transforming, that's a little be naive. Okay, we have to change. That is the only way. That's the stepping stones of this building the new earth, is change, is shedding the layers. We need to be lighter. We need to start really seeing patterns and beliefs that we're still carrying. And sometimes they can be very unconscious. If you're standing in this moment and saying, oh no, I'm I'm ready, that I have no beliefs, I have no patterns. I think that's already a red flag, because we all do, right? It doesn't matter how spiritually evolved, we're still moving through this de-layering, right? It's like the peeling of the onion. But like, as you peel one layer, you feel lighter, you feel more peace, and you take another layer off. So if you want the creature comforts of stability and your comfort zone, and living in the same house, in the same location, in the same job, in the same relationship, and not willing to do that self-reflection, you know, this is probably going to impact you a little bit more. So let's see what this first month brings for you Geminis. Okay, yes, look at that expansion, Jupiter. So this is a big expansive month for you. Peace, I like that. Expanding to bring more peace in, but you have to expand, right? And then groundedness. So this is a good one as well for that Uranus energy, because that's going to feel a little, whoa, like that's a lot of air energy. So you need to ground yourself and find ways to ground yourself in the midst of all of this stuff going on spiritually, energetically. But there is definitely a call out this month. Something's going to help you expand. So a big thing that I've really been like channeling is this, how the universe literally is a constant flow of expansion and contraction. And we can even see in every little thing in life and how it mirrors that. Even breathing, our lungs, right? We're breathing in, we're expanding, and we're contracting. We're breathing out. And it's that's the universal law. So life is always going to be like that too. This constant flow of expansion and contraction. And if we can learn that and really see that happening, we can flow with that, right? And we can see the beauty in the contraction, because that tends to be what we consider a little bit more difficult, the contraction. We feel a little bit more compressed, as well as the expansion. So I'm going to pull a couple of the Gilded Reverie Lenormand cards. So the Man, the Clover, there's some good luck here in the book. So this could represent you as the person watching, or this could represent someone in, like, a person connected to you. There definitely is some luck here. I do feel like the book represents something hidden. There's information or things that aren't fully in view right now, but May's going to bring this information out. And I think it's going to be positive when it's with the Clover. That's more positive. It could be tied to somebody you're connected to. So this could be a relationship, or this could be, again, anyone, like someone who has an opportunity for you. There's information being given by this person. It could be a work situation. Apply it as you will. But I think it's going to help you expand in your life. And also there's a focus too. I feel like your focus is on bringing more peace. So making decisions based on this. Is this going to bring more peace into my life? Is it going to bring more ease? Because what's funny is we tend to be a little distorted. We're programmed as humans. The narrative that we've been sold is to expand, right? It's hard work. It's difficult. We got to put effort in. But it's the complete opposite from the universe. Actually, when we bring more ease and peace, when we make decisions based on how we feel, what is this going to bring in my life? If I need to put effort and hard work, and if it's going to stress me out, that's actually not what helps us expand. So we're learning that. That's, again, shifting a pattern, shifting a mindset. All right, first out is the Two of Cups. We have the Knight of Wands, and then the Three of Wands. So this is this, it is kind of an expansion, the Three of Wands. It's about, there's something coming in. There's something you've been waiting for, and something's finally coming in for you. But there's this like fast moving energy with the Knight of Wands. So it's almost like to prepare, you need to focus on balance internally, work on harmonizing, creating harmony within your life, within your relationships. But things are going to start moving faster, I feel. There's a little bit of impatience here that has been building. So just watch that, but things are going to move. Ace of Swords. There's some information or clarity coming in. Oh my gosh, another ace. Ace of Cups. And the Five of Pentacles. So this is a new, right? Aces are about new energy coming in. There is a call out. This to me, the Five of Pentacles is about the old mindset, the old mentality. This could be a lack mindset about money or abundance. Or money problems. And it's like you're kind of waiting for things to shift here. I do want to make sure and call out with the Knight of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. That can be a little bit of too much impulsive, like spending, or someone who's a bit too frivolous and has maybe built up some debt. But I like these aces coming in because there's new energy shifting here in May. And it's going to expand you. I just think you need to be open. I'm hearing that, being open to the new. And it's gonna ask you to open yourself up to new ways of thinking, opening up to new truths, right? Instead of old truths about like, oh, I have to work hard, or, you know, I have to be tight with money, or, you know, it's kind of these polar opposites of someone who's a little too tight, or what's the word I'm looking for? Why can't I think of it? Because also someone who's like too strict with their money and, oh, I can't afford that. And it's like, that's immature too. That's like an immature mindset. And we need to mature and realize that we are an abundant being. The universe is abundant and the universe provides for us. As long as we find the harmony internally and approach life in this way of open to expansion, opening to new things, putting ourselves out there in new ways, new things are going to come in and we're opening ourselves up to receive more. So for you to increase your flow of wealth or money or abundance, you have to be open to receive. So if you're someone who's not great at receiving, or someone who's not great at giving, because someone who's too stingy with their money, right? That's constricting. And so what happens is you're kind of blocking the flow of money. So if you ever, you know, I tell people, don't ever say, I can't afford that. I can't afford it. Find new ways of responding to things without saying, oh, I'm poor. Like these statements that people just flow, and people say, oh, I'm kidding. But the universe doesn't know that you're kidding or not. Those are the affirmations that you're saying out loud and putting out in the universe. If you're saying, I can't afford that, or I don't have enough money, or I'm poor, or, oh, you know, like if someone talks about like traveling internationally, oh, I could never afford that. Like, catch yourself, be very observant about how you're communicating. Let's see, Two of Wands. Okay, awesome. So we have the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. So there's definitely something that you've put out into the universe that you've wanted. This is also a decision to expand out of your comfort zone. And the minute you expand out, that's when things start coming in. Three of Wands. And there's a new There's just some new truth coming in as well that you're really getting clear on. And it is tied to your love, to your heart space, to your emotions. Star, yes. So there's something that's really, that you need to heal this month. There's healing that's taking place. And when you heal, you also shift out of old things of where those restrictions, those unhealed parts of yourself were blocking the flow of, it could be love, relationships, it could be money, abundance. And it's also shifting out of this idea that we tend to just focus on when we think of abundance, we think of money, wealth. But abundance can come in a million different ways. And I think we need to start also opening ourselves up to the fact that instead of just, hardcore focusing on money, we open ourselves up to receive just the general abundance of the universe, which abundance really, the meaning of abundance is that everything that we need comes to us when we need it. So it's like this just ease flowing of life where we need this and it comes to us. We need this and it comes to us. For an example of this, I was in Hawaii in March, and I know they had said, I went on this spiritual retreat and they had said, like, in the things to maybe pack, and now I can't think of the name of it, but it's one of those long sleeve, like water shirts or like sun protective shirts. And I didn't have one, and I didn't, bring one. And when I got there, some of them, people had them, and I was like, oh, shoot, maybe, because then I'm like, well, it would have been great for, sun protection and being in the water. Obviously, that's why they told us to bring one. And I was like, oh, but I don't have one. So I just kind of, it flew in my mind and then flew out. And literally that same day, like literally within like 2 hours, there was a lady that came to visit the retreat, and she is an artist and was selling. She sold those water shirts with her artistry on it. And it's like, that's a prime example. Like, I needed one of those shirts. I didn't have one, but it literally just came to me and fell in my lap. So, again, abundance can show up in so many different ways. Last card here, Hanged Man in reverse. So you are seeing things in a whole different way in May. So this is about spiritual enlightenment. This is about an enlightenment, a new way of consciousness, a new way of seeing things. And this is really opening up for you in May. There's the expansion. So Geminis, I love this energy, and I just grabbed this deck and there's another Ace of Swords. So that can also mean if the Ace of Swords comes out after I say something, that can just be, yes, affirming that, which, I was saying this is a month of a new way of looking at things. You're changing your perspective. And this is what's bringing in new levels of enlightenment, which is going to shift. And you're going to start then making different decisions, responding to life differently, and not just reacting or holding on to these, stubborn ways of, living your life and stubborn ways of approaching things. Let me just see. What's one for this Five of Pentacles? Queen of Wands. Yes, this is you starting to magnetize new things, but you're standing more and you're in more inner confidence here. This is about power and confidence and alignment with your higher self and source. So now your abundance, you're locked in to the universe, and that's where you start using the universe as the source of your, wealth, the source of what you need instead of striving. So this is about thriving over striving now. Ace of Swords, Two of Swords. You've definitely been blocked to some truth that's been wanting to be shown to you. All of these swords here. So this is a lot of being in the mind too much. But this is a lot of clarity coming. You definitely were blocking some sort of information or truth. This could be that someone has been trying to get you to see something and you just have been kind of stubborn and not willing to see different viewpoints. But I do feel like you're starting to see this. Ace of Cups. Ace of Swords. Yep. There's the truth. It's about shifting out of your mind and shifting into your heart space. What is it that you really want in your deepest, deepest heart of hearts, in your soul? What is it that you really want? You're not living in these old, belief systems, these old narratives anymore. What's the guidance here on this Knight of Wands? Knight of Swords. Yeah, this is a lot of fast energy here. So I do feel like things are going to shift fast. Something's going to happen fast. And it's like this, needing to jump on something or decide quickly. 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands, Page of Wands. I feel like there's new creative opportunities, but there's definitely something that you've put out about. There could be something about reconciliation here. If you're trying to reconcile something from the past, you have to approach this in a completely different way than you ever have before. Page of Wands. You have to approach this almost like you're starting from scratch. But this is about learning new ideas, putting out new energy. But this could also be reconnection with people, reconnecting with people, putting out, maybe you want to bring in connections that are more, again, fulfilling and loving and youthful here. People that want to have fun or adventure or something about that. And the Star. Chariot. Yeah, you've been wanting things to move. Maybe things have been kind of slow to progress or nothing has happened. But things are going to start moving fast in May. And then the Hangman in reverse. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles. This is about aligning with your authentic self. And your authentic self isn't your belief systems. It's not, this is what I was taught by my parents, about, I have to be productive. I have to keep doing it this way because that's what my parents told me, or this is what my family or my society told me. It's about, no, your authentic self, because all this has been producing for you is struggle bus, lack of, abundance, lack of connection, being alone. Just things haven't been going in it's like this strife. Everything is like hard work. But now when you're in alignment with your authentic self, this is where things just start coming in more easy. And you start to see the impact of the shifts you're making. Oh, Gemini, I love it. This is about really approaching life in a completely new way in May. And for some of you Geminis who have late May birthdays, happy birthday as well. All right, Geminis, thank you for joining in. Always thankful for you guys supporting my channel. And definitely like and join the Soul Tribe by subscribing. And I will see you in the next reading.